Okay, folks, welcome to the close. A lot to go over here. I want to boil it down to one, actually, I guess two charts, maybe three. Um, all right. First up, Qs. We have a short position here, so we are now down 1.35%. Now, earlier we had spoken about the equal weighted. They were down, but not as much. Has that changed at all? Because we know most of the Mag 7 names, if not all, are down on the day. And when we take a look at current state, we're not all that changed from where we were earlier. We are trading down below the 50-day moving average, which kind of makes sense because you have most of the triple Qs trading down below the 50-day moving average. So, makes sense. Now, when you break it out by sector, this chart here is a tell and a half. This is really, really bad. This is the XLK technology sector ETF. And I got to take my shoes off. And we have a breakout point failure here, meaning we had broken out here on August the 12th. We have about less than 13 minutes to go in the trading day. And I'll tell you, if we close down here, I think that we'll probably pop up tomorrow in an effort to try to recapture that support level in blue, the upper band. If that fails, which I think it's going to, we're coming down here pretty quickly to 255. I doubt that holds. Usually when you get a breakout point failure, also known as a bull trap, usually you retrace back down to the lower band of support, and many times it doesn't hold. So warning flag on the track here. Now, I looked at the semiconductor names as well to see if they were doing anything similar, and not quite yet. They had broken out probably on the same day, on or about here. It was the gap up here. The day before, the XLK broke out. Gap up, follow through. We still have yet to retest, or excuse me, we have retested. We have still yet to challenge support here. I think we're going to. Now, to be fair, volume is not crazy at all. So I'm not going to come on here and say that, this is it. This is the big one. Can't. Volume on the Qs is now above the moving average. It's going to be an above average down day for the Qs. Where money is flowing is into cash, and into bonds. Now, this is a bit different than what we saw earlier in the year, where money did not flow into bonds. It flowed out of bonds, and bonds traded down with stocks. What did do well were the staples earlier in the year, but they're also doing very, very well today. Probably the best performing sector out there are the consumer staples. So I think that this is more of a vote type day against tech, not against stocks as a whole. There are pockets that are strong. Staples, and while you wouldn't ordinarily think of, a healthcare stock being a staple, Is it not really? You know, it is. It is a staple. You need to have your health care. So I'm going to remain long of these names. UNH did pull back today, traded very, very briefly down below 300. We have since rallied back off the lows of the day. CNC up over a half percentage point. We're off the highs of the day, to be fair. MOH, let's get another read on one of these plays. Up nicely, up 2.82%. So this is working. I think that these names are going to trade with the staples plays because they're cheap, unlike technology, which is very, very expensive, as I keep saying all the time, and you're probably sick of me saying it. So let's take a look at the mega cap names. Microsoft down about 1.5%. You remember last night on Market Wrap, I spoke about how we held the support level. Today we gapped down. Volume is going to be light, but a gap down nonetheless. NVIDIA down 3.31% on the day. This is a break of support. I mean, we got to get the crayon out. And I do think that we're going to get an up morning tomorrow. The question is, where do we close? This should have been a bull flag setup. It wasn't. It was a bull trap. We have now given up this breakout. Actually, this is the second time we have failed to hold the support level. Let me explain. So here we broke out on July the 30th, retest on the 31st, failed to hold on August 1. Rebroke out August 4. Retest, consolidation. Looked like it wanted to go up higher. Doji star formations. It was going to go one way or the other. You know, there was a tug of war between bulls and bears there. The bears won. Amazon, that is down 1.69%. Altria, staple play, doing really well here. It's actually outperforming its sector. AppLovin, smaller cap name. I would be booking profits here. I did a video back here, and I said this thing was going to go, and it did. I would be out of that trade right now. Netflix, let's see what this is doing. Down about 2.5%. Bounced off the 20-day moving average. Volume is going to be probably a little bit above average. C3 AI pulling back again. Tesla down 1.6%. We'll leave it off here with Apple down over 0.25%. This was up earlier. So these are the big names. These are the Pimp Mac Daddies. I know short interest on Meta has been rising, and that's down 2%. It's right at support now. So clearly something is beginning to happen here. I don't have any comments in chat that tells me that this crappy software is not working properly. Let me go to YouTube. If I haven't responded to your comments, if you've made them, my apologies. I am not viewing them. I need to go to YouTube. No comments. You guys are quiet today. All right. So what else you want to talk about here? Let's take a look. Hey, Seymour. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's talk about the gold stocks. I get I got the vibe that they were going to be down too. I think what's happening here, folks, is that we're going to get concerns about disinflation or deflation for a little while. I just get that vibe. Bond prices are pulling back. They broke out last week, so this could just be a retest. I think it's going to be short-lived. Yield curve, we had new weekly higher highs as of last night. That's steepening. That is not bullish. That should pull back today, assuming that short-term yields pull back as well. Looks like the 10-year yield, which broke out the other day, is failing to hold the breakout point. I'm sure tips are down. Well, they're actually up. They're off the highs, but they're up. Crypto, XRP, woohoo, down 5.5%. We're going to have to check out MicroStrategies because I know Bitcoin's down pretty big, down 2.59%. What is MicroStrategies? What is their symbol? MC8? No, it's Microchip. MSTR. I knew that. MSTR. Michael Saylor getting nailed today. MicroStrategy is down 7.75% on the day. Let's take a look at a weekly chart here. This could be a big double top on MSTR. I mean, man, we closed down below the March lows. This goes a lot lower. A lot lower. All right, let's close this out. Let's bring Boeing. Boeing is down 3%. Let's bring up the trip queues. We want to pay attention to the volume bars. I think they're going to rally this. Maybe not this afternoon, but tomorrow morning, you're probably going to get bright green futures. I think there's a very good chance it gets faded, but what do I know? Five-minute chart. You can see that they're trying to put in a higher low in here. Buyers are in control of this bar anyway, the 5-minute bar. Let's see what they're doing at Mr. Softy. They rallied Mr. Softy into the close yesterday. They'll probably do the same today. Apple coming off of its lows again. NVIDIA. NVIDIA very weak. Very weak. There are no buyers here. We broke key support in the past 15 minutes. So we just hit the lows of the day on NVIDIA. I think this is a pretty interesting tell about the semi space. Let's see what the semis are doing. SMH down over 2%, just off the lows of the session. AMD, which had been doing okay, now under a lot of pressure. Whoa, AMD down 5.42%. Let's check out Intel. Even Intel's down with the possibility. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, I knew that was weird. Okay, Intel is up as it should be with government intervention. I have no idea what that's all about. So what do the Qs do? A little bit of a rally, not much, but I do think they're probably going to pop it in the morning. The question is, when we hit resistance, do the sellers move in? So I'm not a buyer here. I mentioned earlier in the day that I did not want to be buying this dip. I kind of expected this type of close. So, folks, it's time to batten down the hatches. If you're on margin long, you may want to consider getting smaller, tighten up those stops, and everybody have a great evening. I will talk to you tomorrow. Members, I will talk to you on Market Wrap. See you there. Bye-bye. Take care, Seymour.